Good morning, traders. This is Perry Wilkie with StartupTrading.com. It is about 9 a.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday, December 2nd. Looking at the news flow for the day, real quick, there really is none. We're going to have Bowman is going to be testifying before the House Financial Service Committee, probably scheduled. I don't know, but I don't look for anything major to come out of that, and neither did Forex Factory. We're going to have Ward's total vehicle sales. So if you play individual stocks, and then of course Tesla can move the NQ if it's out there, but none of the rest of the automakers really can. And that's it for today, right? Tomorrow morning we're gonna have ADP, and then ISM, and then Thursday, our regular unemployment claims, and then Friday, just core PCE and University of Michigan. So not a lot on deck. Yesterday's action, as we look back at it, right, and the overnight we kind of flushed down, consolidated in a tight range. This is, the B pattern we call it in profile, just a liquidation break, no big deal. But no follow through whatsoever in the regular session. If you look at where all this gray volume is, right, it's right in that high volume node from the overnight, and then just up and away. And then we had a little bit of a pullback into the fatter part of the trading volume into the close. Keep me out of trouble, Fibs. Once the bell rang, for the most part, you did better until about 1:30, 2 o'clock with the up sequences, and you just got that little bit of a retracement. But it's a lot, unless you caught the impulse move down, it was just a lot of back and forth after that. Um, Looking at where we are with everything else, we had a lot of positions on the SPY yesterday between 680 and 683. That is where we spent the majority of the session. And then as you look at the Qs, it just basically from 614 to 619, $5 range, 200 points on the NQ was really what we had. And then looking at the untested points of control, we did not clear. We cleared Fridays yesterday, right? We just traded around it because we engulfed Friday's action basically yesterday. And now, on the session look, it looks a little different on the bell to bell trading, but for the session, right, we got, this was the bottom, so we had, and that was after sweeping the new low. Uh, you know, we won't count that one, right? It didn't get out of the range. So one, two, three, four up days, followed by one not so much down day, but that was the first selling pressure really you've seen since that impulse started on November 21st. And we'll see if that was just a one and done, right? So for probing, we would like to see 68.77 basically on the ES futures. That's the target for that, which is right where this last breakdown pretty much started from. And then we'll see if we can sweep liquidity. But another way to look at this is if you look at this high volume node right here, right, we got a double distribution in it. But as we've had that minor pullback yesterday at the beginning of the day, and really in the overnight session, uh, we tested the bottom of this or the top of this box, right? So this is now support until proven otherwise, and we really shouldn't see. We'll see how long this point of control holds, but we might not see 67.81, 82 trade for quite a while. That's going to be your bogey. Getting back, trading that and getting time and volume spent below there would lead or should lead down to right around 66.75. I don't think it's happening today. We will find out. Uh, and then, both of them kind of have the same type of a look, to be honest with you. So the title of my video is Will QQQ 620, which is around NQ 25,515, which is the overnight high, right? We traded 619.98 in the overnight session on the Qs, and we traded 25,514.75 basically on the NQ. So we'll uh, get into the NQ in a second, but looking at the SPY, right? We closed yesterday at 68.13. We were up 22 points, so that would put us right around 35, 68.35. So right in here, you can see there's really nothing significant until we get up to 68.50, or we could come back and check off a 6800 again. So that's your early indication. And if we can break over 68.50, you got really 68, 65 to 80 is where a lot of congestion is for the week. On the day, there's really nothing. Looking at the SPY real quick, the SPY closed at 680 quarter. We're trading 682.50 right now. So if you look at it for the day, we're kind of at the top end of where the bears agreed that the top end of the range should be for today. Um, and then we'll see if we can push over that or not. But you can see a lot of gamma at 685, a lot of gamma at 687. 687 is really where I'd kind of put your brakes on for day trading, or really tighten up your risk to reward profile. If you're looking for targets past then, I wouldn't be dicking around looking for uh, a lot with a loose bracket on. It's time to tighten up once you get to there. I mean, we could potentially probe 687 to 690 as well if the VIX is holding below yesterday's low on the day today. But I would say, as day traders, 685, 687, that's really what you got to look at first. And we're currently trading 682.50, so that'd be, a decent move up, 25 to 45 more points higher in the ES is what you're looking at. So let's get to the title of the video now. You can see that 620, there's a lot of gamma on it. There are positions past that, but this block between 615 and 620 is really where the meat of the action is. And you could divide it with, plus or minus 618. We're currently trading 620.08 right now. So another thing to watch is if we, in the morning, if we kind of consolidate and don't really get more than 80 or 120 points higher than this, which would be, 622, 622, 50, 623, right in that neighborhood. And then later in the afternoon, after consolidating and spending a lot of time and volume with there, if we come back through 620, I would expect 80 points down to 618 and potentially getting closer, but not touching 615 into the close. That would be a setup later in the day if we do spend most of the morning and lunch above that level. So watch for the false breaks, but 620 is your key for the day, right? Above 620, we're going to need some help from the VIX. It better be staying, at or below yesterday's low of the day. And, there is room above there if the VIX keeps fading, right? We could potentially get into a positive feedback loop, right? There's a high possibility, right? We had the iron condors on the SPX the last two sessions. Kind of holding us in check. There is none of that today, right? We're wide open. So there's a high possibility, even though there's no news today, that we could have a little bit of a day trending day today. And whether it's a pop and flop from 620, right? If we're going to have a trending day and 620 is the high end of the day, we're probably going to trend back towards 615 and maybe below. And then if the VIX holds out, right, we'll see if you can get above that 620 and hold again. Just watch. There'll be a major trade in the afternoon if we just do light consolidation and really don't get those. What you want to see is fair value marks on the 30-minute candles, and you want to see them holding. You suppose you put in 3 in the morning, right? You want to see the top. You don't want to see the bottom one traded into in the afternoon. If you do, it's just going to be a total wipeout. I hope this helps. We'll see what Jack's looking at next. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.